Women just don't really like men anymore. Speaking from personal experience, I haven't dated in 2 years. No man interests me. Every girl I talk to feels the same way. If I meet a girl and she's single, she's like, yeah, I don't really date because I don't really care. I feel you see way more now, girls in their 20s, later 20s that have never had a boyfriend. Is it just me? Because that's how I feel.
The reason why we're seeing so many single women in their late 20s and early 30s is because these women spent their youth destroying themselves, and it's left them incapable of emotionally connecting with men. A lot of guys don't want to deal with women like this. Modern women are whining about the mess that they have created for themselves. Don't forget to like and subscribe on your way in, and let's get into it.
So I saw this interview of a guy asking a girl what she brings to the table, and her response is exactly why men are tired of dating. She basically said she doesn't have to bring anything to the table and got offended that he even asked her that question. This entitled mindset is why men are walking away from dating. Here's what I realized. Men have been taught since birth how to treat women, but we as women are taught our entire lives how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man.
That wasn't always the case. Girls were raised to embrace qualities that men would find desirable. The problem is now girls are being taught that men are evil, but they still owe women simply because they exist. It's led to complete and utter disaster.
Think about it. From the time we're little girls, we're told what we deserve, what we should expect, what standards we should have, but nobody teaches us what we should give, how we should support, or what we should contribute. Men from a very early age learn about respect, providing, protecting, leading, and making a woman feel valued. But what are women learning? How to receive, demand, expect, and be catered to? We're taught that we're queens who deserve to be worshipped, but nobody teaches us how to be the type of woman worth worshiping.
She still has it wrong. Women should not be taught how to be the type of woman worth worshipping. That's just entitlement wrapped up in different words. They shouldn't focus on wanting to be worshipped. They should just focus on being pleasant and peaceful people.
And the dating advice women get from other women is so toxic. We have this mentality, if he won't, then someone else will. So if he won't pay for your dates or buy you expensive gifts or treat you like a queen, then guess what? Someone else will. That's basically the dating advice for women, and it's so messed up. Imagine if the roles were reversed and men were like, if she can't cook or won't clean or support or respect me, then someone else will.
There's a reason why men don't say that. It's because we can cook, clean, and respect ourselves. We don't need a woman for that. Of course, men will find it attractive though, but that doesn't stop women from giving out cringe dating advice that's designed by single women to keep other women single.
Women would lose their freaking minds. And then y'all would start calling that toxic masculinity. We've literally created a generation of women who think they deserve everything while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And then we wonder why men are walking away from dating altogether. Men are expected to have money, a career, a car, a house, emotional intelligence, leadership skills, the ability to provide and protect.
The irony is that these women have convinced themselves that they want an extremely good-looking, rich simp who will gladly lead the relationship just so long as she's allowed to control him, which is the very same types of men these women are not capable of respecting.
But when they ask what women bring, suddenly that's offensive. Meanwhile, men are working on themselves, building their careers, focusing on their fitness and finances, learning how to be a better partner. And what are women doing? Complaining that there are no good men while refusing to become good women. The dating advice for women has become what can you get, not what you can give. It's about finding someone who serves you, not someone you can serve alongside.
Modern women get offended at the idea of what they can offer a man because they know they have nothing to offer a lot of the time. They're combative, disrespectful, high body counts. Men don't want women like that.
And here's the contradiction that nobody wants to talk about. Us women can't say, get rid of the patriarchy, and then expect men to give you patriarchal privileges. You can't demand equality and then still expect men to pay for everything, approach you first, and provide for you. We want to tear down traditional gender roles when it benefits us, but keep them when they serve us? That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And then we act shocked when men choose to focus on themselves instead of dealing with entitled, demanding women who offer nothing but expect everything.
Womanism was never about equality. At best, it's about getting spoiled with preferential treatment, and at worst, it's about revenge against men who have done nothing to these women. It's emotional garbage designed to make women as unpleasant as possible.
This is why men are going their own way. This is why they're choosing peace over relationships. We literally made dating not worth their time or energy. You can't expect to receive what you're not willing to give. Like attracts like, so become the person you want to be with. Stop asking what men can do for you and start asking what you can do for them. That's how you become irreplaceable.
The problem is that even if a modern woman were to reflect on this, there still isn't much they can do. They spent their youngest and most impressionable years making horrible decisions, and it destroyed their minds and left them incapable of respect or emotional connection.
Ladies, if you don't want your man to actually lose feelings for you, you need to do these 3 things. First, you need to stop criticizing him, because you constantly telling him what he's doing too much of or what he's not doing enough of is only going to demotivate him from actually working on it and doing more for you. The second thing is you not showing him respect. If you're not respecting him all the time, he's not going to stick around for long. And the third thing is you constantly competing with him instead of completing him. You don't need to make more money than him. You don't need to be as good at certain things as him. It doesn't matter. You guys are a team. Start acting like it and start complimenting him and actually pushing him to do better instead of trying to tear him down so you can be better than him.
If a woman flies off the handle at this kind of advice, there's really no hope for her. If she gets angry at the idea of having to show respect for a man and not constantly nagging him, then she's already made it clear that she has no respect for the man that she's currently with.
Anyways, I forgot how fun it was having a crush. I know I told you guys I'm not dating. I was pretty ambitious. I was like, I'm not dating for a year. And that's true. I am not dating, but I have been on dates. I'm just rejecting 99.9% of them, but I did say yes to this one date. Honestly, I don't even know how much I want to talk about this online. My crush obviously knows that I post on here. They also know that I like them, but it's so new, and I just don't know how much detail I want to give yet.
This quote-unquote technicality makes no sense. If you're dating men and still rejecting them afterwards, that still counts as dating, especially when modern dating is less about connections and more about using men for free food and entertainment.
But it is so fun. Like, I forgot because I haven't had a crush in I don't know, the last time I had a crush was February. So it's been a fat minute. Now I have one again, and life is just wow, fireworks. And it's so funny because my life is so full and exciting without boys, but then you add that in and it's like the cherry on top. It's like this full, beautiful life just tastes that much sweeter when I have a crush. Literally so scared to talk about this because I do not want the haters to win. But anyways, guys, I will be potentially updating you guys on this plot. We'll see. I'll let you guys know what happens.
If her life is truly exciting and rewarding, then she shouldn't have the need to go out with men. She craves that validation and wants to chase the emotional highs of being in the presence of a man that's out of her league. The truth is, her life is boring without that.
I saw this video of this man being interviewed by Wendy Williams, and I think it looked a little bit older, and he was basically telling Wendy, if Daddy says or asks to make me a sandwich, what would your response be? She's like, you can make your own sandwich. So then the man goes back, he goes, okay, well then next time we're out in public and a man disrespects you, I'm just gonna sit back and let you handle it. And she's looking, she's like, but that's your job. And he was like, so yeah, so if Daddy wants a sandwich, make Daddy a sandwich. And I have to say, I agree.
It's rather frustrating to see modern women lecture men on their jobs as men. They tell us what we have to do, what we have to say, and all of this other crap. But meanwhile, they can't mention a single thing about their job because they don't have a clue what that even means.
Can we please stop with all this love language? If she does not love you, you can speak every possible love language possible, and she will step over you when you drop from a heart attack, from all the stress that she gave you. Then she'll be telling everybody how difficult you really were while you were living. She was just putting up with you and having to listen to you in your fancy dining room with velvet drapes and French marble floors, chewing your food, and it made her sick. She'll say you were actually bad with money even though she never worked, and she got everything she ever looked at. But she'll be telling people you talked to her all crazy and you were just made her feel bad about herself and just great lies, even after you died. And you cannot defend yourself from the grave. Keep that in mind.
A modern woman's love languages typically fall into three categories: gift giving, endless compliments, and indentured servitude. And the funny thing is that even if that man speaks these quote unquote love languages, it doesn't matter. She will still find an excuse to loathe him regardless.
The Doordash essay girl made her first appearance in court recently, and she is facing 2 felony charges for recording and posting that dude's willy on TikTok. And like, how this trial goes down is entirely dependent on how much of a dumbass she wants to be. Because honestly, she could probably plea out. Like, she's pretty young. I don't think she has a criminal record. She could probably give some kind of song and dance about how she didn't know it was wrong and she's so sorry and she'll never do it again. But do you think that's what she's doing? No, she's pleading not guilty, which is insane.
It's not surprising that Doordash girl would plead not guilty over this whole mess. She's trying to cash in on goodwill that she simply does not have. She tried to destroy a man's life by filing a false claim for internet clout, and everybody saw right through it.
Because to prove the 2 felonies against her, they have to prove 1, that she did it, which we know, 2, that she posted it, which she did, we know, she proved that, and 3, that she did it for monetary purposes, amusement, or revenge. And based on her own videos, she self-reports to all 3. By posting to TikTok, I think it automatically falls under posting for amusement, but she also says in her videos that she was upset that TikTok was taking down the videos because she wanted to get paid, and she also says that she wanted this man to be shamed by anyone who knew him. And like, ma'am, do you know how bad a felony is for your life? 2 felonies?
Even if she's found guilty on those charges, it probably won't matter. If history has taught us anything, it's that the courts are notoriously lenient on women who make false claims. It's very possible that the worst case scenario would be a slap on the wrist, if that.
You couldn't even get a better job than Doordash as a non-felon. What are you doing? If she wants any shot of winning this case, she has to somehow find a way to prove that he did in fact knowingly SA her. And the police already investigated this and have already completely disproven that claim. Not just found it unfounded, disproved it. So now, just playing devil's advocate, trying to find any shot in the dark that she has here, she could potentially hire a cybersecurity team to go into his stuff, look through all of the mountains of his emails, search history, and maybe if they can find that he has a solid history of actually baiting women into looking at his dingle-dangle-de-doo, maybe she could win.
Or she could just blame the patriarchy. Modern women have been blaming the patriarchy for everything under the sun nowadays. It wouldn't be surprising in the slightest if that's what she tried to do. And the depressing part is that there will be people who will actually believe her.
Do you want to know how much that costs? Like hundreds of thousands of dollars. Where are you gonna get that money? Just kidding, don't worry. She has a GoFundMe. She's raised $195. And keep in mind, these are just charges pressed by the state. Once the prosecution is done with her, possibly Austin might be his name, can still sue her civilly. She ruined her own life, and the only way of possibly getting it back on track is to just admit that she did something wrong, and she refuses. Anyway, if you didn't improperly enter someone's house and take a picture of their heat-seeking moisture missile and then post it onto the world's most public social media platform today, congrats.
When you can't even raise $200 on GoFundMe for an alleged SA, then you know you're in trouble. She keeps making things worse and worse for herself with this whole circus.
Just a married pregnant mom, but I still shaved my entire body for this concert just in case. If that wasn't disgusting enough, take a look at these comments. Are the chances low? Yes, but are never zero. So you're saying there's a chance. This is a married mother with a child. 33 weeks pregnant with twins, but that will not stop me. You got this, mama. Married woman with a baby on the way.
The sad part is that these women will play this kind of crap off as just a joke, but there's nothing funny about this. They're emasculating their husbands by saying that they'll leave him and his child as well if someone famous wants to sleep with them if the chance presents itself.
Girl, my husband said you're 2 weeks postpartum. Why don't you just wear leggings? Excuse me, sir, you think leggings are appropriate attire for meeting my boyfriend for the first time? Funny thing is that she turned comments off for her video, but too late, sweetheart. I saw them, and now we've all seen them. Also, I gave you a more appropriate shirt since you love being
Telling your husband that you're dressing in provocative clothing to a concert in the hopes of getting noticed by a famous singer and saying he's your quote-unquote future boyfriend is nothing short of insulting to the father of your children. Honestly, I would just straight up consider that cheating. The woman has to go.
This might be like a hot take, and I don't want to be canceled for this, but like, if I'm at the bar and I'm talking to you for the first time, like we first meet at the bar, and you don't buy me a drink, I'm a little turned off by that. I'm not like money hungry. I'm not like this gold digger, but I think it's a respectful thing. I do though want to hear from a guy's perspective if this is a little crazy.
Yes, it is crazy. It's crazy to think that just because some dude is talking to a woman, he's somehow bound by his honor as a man to buy her something. It shows rampant entitlement and proves that you're not interested in men, only what those men can do for her.
Y'all claim to care about endangered species, but there's no endangered species that would be sadder to lose than the Karen. I feel like Karens have been the target of a hate campaign for years, but we're already beginning to feel the effects of what happens when the Karen population drops below replacement level. And yes, some Karens did deserve their fate. The ones having the toddler-style meltdowns in the middle of Bath & Body Works probably are better off institutionalized anyway for their safety and everyone else's.
If Karens end up going extinct, the world will celebrate because we can finally have a little bit of peace in our lives. Nobody loves Karens. They're annoying, they're entitled, and easily triggered by anything. It's not that they're unappreciated, it's just that they are unwanted.
But I think since we've rebranded so much behavior as Karen-like, we're actually losing recipes on how to function as a society. Like Karens in a restaurant saying that the meal is wrong or the service is bad. That's part of what helps quality control. We all laugh at them when they're over on Google reviews talking about how the TJ Maxx bathroom was a disaster, but we also appreciate it when we're the next one in line to use that bathroom and it actually gets cleaned. Similarly, a lot of the busybody behavior in neighborhoods that we chalk up as Karen-like used to be considered an integral part of our communities. Oh, there's a creepy guy hanging around the playground and it doesn't appear that he has kids of his own. Oh, you saw him there last week too? Oh, you looked up his criminal record? I live pretty far out, so I'm one of the youngest people in my neighborhood, and the Karens around me are some of my dearest connections.
He's just wrong on this one. There is nothing integral about a woman who shoves a camera in your face and tells you that you're either illegally parked or have no business being in that neighborhood. That was never a thing in the past, and it doesn't belong in today's society.
They notice if I'm out of town and they grab my mail. They text me if I left my garage door up accidentally. They get in our little Facebook group and they help lost dogs return home, or they coordinate trick-or-treating times because, hey, it looks like it's raining Friday but not Saturday. All of these rely on a foundation of a little bit of gossip, a little bit of being in other people's business, and a lot of speaking up when something's not right. Networks of women doing these things are a huge component of community connection, safety, and honestly just things running smoothly. But we've focused for so long about Karens at their worst that we no longer have them at their best.
The problem is that we don't have women who are looking up the criminal records of creepy guys at playgrounds. They see a guy and assume he's up to no good and shove a camera in his face while making unfounded accusations. That's not caring, that's just being a Karen.
One of the best pieces of advice I've ever read about relationships is this. A man calling...
So go back and watch his video. Do not watch hers. I don't know where she read this, but it might be some of the worst advice I have ever seen, which is probably why that generation is such a show at this point. You're gonna walk around and think, well, I'm just so amazing and I am so special that he is going to change everything about him for me. You are setting yourself up to fail, but you're also setting that man up to fail. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to do what he did and say, oh, and women do this, because I've never seen a dude do this. I have only ever seen women do this. And I know this because I did it. So please, for the love of God, do not listen to this woman. Watch his video. Because not only is she getting it wrong, she's also trying to womansplain what men do. And again, just stop.
If a woman feels like a man needs to change in order to be with her, then there's no hope for her when it comes to relationships. She's pretty much not worthy of any attention from any guy. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.